Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for something known. As Mortal Kombat.
Hi, I'm here talking with the director and one of the producers of a film that I'm extraordinarily excited for because I am a big fan of this game series. Simon McQuoid and Mr. E. Bennett.
It's Bennett.
Bennett, we'll go with Bennett. This film is one that I know a lot of people are very excited about, but also quite trepidatious about because it's a video game movie. We all know that there is a history that goes along with that. So how did you feel about approaching this? We'll start with you, Simon.
Well, I think we really focused on bringing the material over from Mortal Kombat and respecting it to a level where we knew we had to be really careful with it. We had to do it justice, and we had to give it a very high value on the property we were working on. We all knew that. And I felt like part of my process was really educating everyone, the key people, everyone that came onto the film, in how important this was to the fans of the game. And so early on I said to people, just pretend it's a series of novels. And then the game came out of that. And what that helped do is it helped people recalibrate it in their brain that, we're doing a movie.
Yeah.
We are not just falling into the old sort of traps that other people have. We didn't really study other films that didn't do well. We just said, okay.
That seems like a smart move.
Yeah, we didn't really look at that.
We didn't watch the old Mortal Kombat movies.
No.
Right.
No, we just felt...
We had fun diving into the characters and the script that you had and running with it.
Because the storyline has been quite interwoven over the years. There are so many games and so many different iterations of story. How do you sort of try and pick the eyes out of it, find the best through line? I mean, obviously you've got a script, but what do you then look for to try and add to it? Or
I think there's a real spectrum over the decades. You know, if you think about where it started and now where it's become, you've got this evolution that the game's gone on.
Yeah.
So we had to look at each iteration of that and, you know, the various sort of chapters and where they'd gone and look at that as a whole, respect the very early part of it, but also not just fall into just doing the same thing again, which was done in the 90s. So it was a matter of taking some elements of it to give it its expansive quality and where they'd gone with the game. And then it was just sitting on the characters and making sure we're doing the characters justice, and then just... this process of this film has been a constant balancing act, hasn't it?
Always been a balancing
characters, act. You know, we've got tonal.
The characters are so beloved that, you know, we spent a lot of time making sure they came to life properly.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I think that really, really shows. You see Kung Lao on screen for the first time, and you know he appears, and you think, oh, that's it. That's the right guy.
And it's the right hat.
Always
hat
the right
took
hat.
4 months to make for that.
Really?
Character.
Oh.
And still also operated perfectly as a saw and all sorts of other horrific things.
It defies the laws of gravity.
Absolutely.
Even when it's sitting on his head.
It's a little bit like Captain America's shield. It does its own thing.
Simon picked Max Wang to be Kung Lao. And then we had to go to the studio and say, okay, you're on board. And I remember going week after week, I need to know so I can make the damn hat. And this is, 4 months before, and they thought I was nuts. And I was like, no, we need the time with the hat.
Yeah, you've got to get the hat right, otherwise the character doesn't work.
Correct.
Or it does not work.
And we were R&Ding hats before we'd even got Max. And then it was like, oh, Max seems right, and we got this sort of hat design here. But we've got to put it on his head.
Yeah, and it has to sit right.
Came at the last second.
So the hat was made by Weta Digital in Wellington.
That's amazing.
I mean, Weta workshop,
Yeah.
workshop in Wellington, the prop manufacturing.
I look forward to buying a replica of it at some point in time. It won't fit on my head, but we'll give it a go anyway. I do want to talk about Cole. Now, this is one that I've asked about a lot, the introduction of a new character. You've answered that. So how do you make a new character feel like he fits? Because that, I think, is a challenge. The game's always introduced new characters. How do you make one that feels like he belongs in this world?
Yeah, it's something we spent a lot of time thinking about that very thing. I guess there were two ingredients to it, or sort of three, but the two main ones were we knew he was being born out of the lineage from Scorpion, but we couldn't just copy that. So we needed something that was his own distinct qualities and powers and look and feel. But it also had to hearken back into what was being made from within this movie and what was being made out of Scorpion. So he's almost like he's a manifestation of the kunai blade in the handle wrappings, become kind of what he wears. And then we also asked ourselves what would be a good character to play in Mortal Kombat. If you come up with someone who is just a character, let's just design a character for the game. Let's see what, and we thought, okay, someone who has this armor, but if you hit the armor, the energy goes in and sort of manifests back out. We thought that would be pretty cool to play. So, and then Lewis did a great job of pulling all that together. And
Yeah, absolutely.
there's obviously lots of discussions about it, but that was kind of the prime move.
Look, I look forward to playing Lewis or Cole
Yeah.
in an upcoming game, and I think he's going to be badass.
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
Thank you so much for joining
No
us.
worries.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Kano wins. You fucking beauty.